The new development agenda should take into account the current job situation and future trends in the short term and in the long term.
Growth, structural change, and employment is one of the defining subjects of our era, of our times. A series of consecutive crises, food, fuel, financial, have hit the labor markets around the world very hard in both developed and developing countries, exacerbating an already precarious job situation. Global unemployment estimates have increased from 170 million in 2007 to almost 200 million in 2011, reaching an unprecedented high and are projected to grow much further.
Growth has been positive for employment. Strong growth in Asia has been very good for the region's employment picture. But given rising population, a large influx of new entrants to the labor market, the consistent sort of concern in Asia is where the future jobs coming. Despite this very active efforts by the government, the rates of informal employment remain very high.
For Africa, we have three main concerns emerging on employment. One is the experience we've had of fairly decent growth of around 5% in the last 10 years, but without accompanying growth in employment. So there is a case of jobless growth. But second, the bulk of employment is outside the employment figures we see when we talk of employment in the formal sector. Employment in the formal sector accounts for about 10 to 15%. The rest in most countries, the 85 to 90%, are somehow working somewhere, either in agriculture or informal sector. And that huge part of employment is largely poor, not because they are not doing anything, but because whatever they are doing, the productivity is so low, that the incomes are so low, that they are actually like the working poor. And I think that's where the really challenge is.
All regions are struggling with employment problems such as vulnerable employment and low or declining productivity. Youth unemployment is a critical problem faced by many countries today.
Youth unemployment is 3 to 4 times higher than the general unemployment in most of our countries. We have a situation where there are young people who are being educated, they're possibly being trained, but they don't have experience.
The world faces a jobs challenge of 600 million. This includes the 200 million unemployed, plus around 40 million people entering the labor market each year, of which a large majority are young people.
Demographic changes, technological changes, and changes in the geography of education and growth are expected to affect employment trends in the future.